watching Newsify. In today's video, we're discussing the recent attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh and the international response. The recent attacks on the Hindu community in Bangladesh have sparked widespread concern both nationally and internationally. The situation has escalated to a point where the United Nations has finally addressed the issue, highlighting the plight of minorities in the region. In this video, we will delve into the details of these attacks and the potential implications for both Bangladesh and neighboring India. Bangladesh has a significant Hindu minority, which has faced increasing violence and discrimination over the years. The recent surge in attacks has raised alarms and prompted protests among the Hindu community and their allies. These incidents are not isolated. They reflect a broader pattern of hostility towards minority groups in the country. The Hindu population in Bangladesh, which constitutes approximately 8% of the total population, has often been the target of violence during political upheavals or communal tensions. The attacks have intensified during times of political change, raising questions about the safety and security of minorities in the country. The United Nations has recently spoken out against the attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh, marking a significant shift in the international discourse surrounding this issue. This response is crucial as it brings global attention to the plight of minorities in Bangladesh, which has often been overlooked. The UN's condemnation of these attacks indicates a growing recognition of the need to protect minority rights. Such international scrutiny can pressure the Bangladeshi government to take action to safeguard its Hindu population and ensure their rights are upheld. In response to the violence, large-scale protests have erupted in Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. Hindus have taken to the streets, holding placards with messages demanding their right to live peacefully in their homeland. These protests signify a collective outcry against the violence and a demand for justice and protection from the government. The demonstrations have garnered significant media coverage, highlighting the urgency of the situation. Protesters have voiced their concerns about being told to leave their country for safety, asserting that Bangladesh is their home and they have every right to live there without fear. This situation in Bangladesh has implications for India as well. The fear of an immigrant crisis looms large, as many Hindus may seek refuge in India if the violence persists. This potential influx of refugees could strain India's already overpopulated regions, leading to complex socio-political challenges. India has historically been a sanctuary for minorities fleeing persecution in neighboring countries. The Indian government has faced pressure from various groups to ensure the safety of Bangladeshi Hindus, emphasizing the need for humanitarian assistance in times of crisis. Interestingly, Israel has emerged as a vocal supporter of the Hindu community in Bangladesh. The Israeli ambassador to India has been one of the first diplomats to publicly address the issue, urging for international intervention and support for the oppressed minority. This support from Israel adds a new dimension to the international response, signaling a broader alliance for minority rights. Despite the international attention and protests, the challenges facing the Hindu community in Bangladesh remain significant. The political landscape is complex, and the rise of certain powers within the country has not been friendly towards minorities. Reports indicate that many individuals are attempting to cross the border into India for safety, leading to increased pressure on border security forces. The Border Security Force of India has reported a surge in attempts by Bangladeshi Hindus to seek refuge in India. This situation poses logistical challenges for the BSF, which is tasked with managing the border and ensuring national security while also responding to humanitarian needs. The ongoing violence and instability in Bangladesh could have dire economic implications for the country. The economic progress that Bangladesh has achieved in recent years is at risk if the situation does not stabilize. Unemployment and poverty may rise, prompting more individuals to seek opportunities across the border in India. Trade relations between India and Bangladesh have also been affected. The current political climate may lead to a reevaluation of trade policies, impacting both economies. The uncertainty surrounding the future governance of Bangladesh adds to the complexity of these economic interactions. The attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh are a pressing humanitarian issue that requires immediate attention and action. The international community, including the United Nations, must continue to advocate for the rights and safety of minorities in Bangladesh. As the situation evolves, it is crucial for neighboring countries like India to prepare for potential refugee influxes and to support the Bangladeshi Hindu community in their time of need. The hope is that with increased awareness, advocacy, and international pressure, the cycle of violence will end, allowing for a peaceful coexistence of all communities in Bangladesh. Ultimately, the goal should be to foster a society where all individuals, regardless of their religion or background, can live without fear and with dignity. The path forward may be challenging, but it is essential for the future stability and harmony of the region.